Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll work with you step by step through all of the ABRSM theory grades starting at grade 1, working all the way through up to, at the moment we're on grade 2 and we're on section C. I have loads of resources available to help you on my website. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets like this. They're available in US letter or A4 size to accompany each step of this series. I'll be making plentiful reference to these, so you need to just make sure you've got one of these to hand. Make sure you've got the Music Theory and Practice workbook to hand to work through it with me. On my website there's also a page with all the links to my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. If you're working towards your ABRSM Music Theory exam, I've written a book, How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of hints and tips and techniques of how to best prepare for that exam, and then once you're in the exam room, how to best use the time whilst you're taking the exam paper. And so if you go to sharonbill.com, it's all there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really encouraging to me. And if you can subscribe to my channel, you'll be sure to keep updated. I'm thoroughly enjoying working through this series. I absolutely love music theory, and I hope that it's contagious and you start to love it too. So let's get cracking. We're now on to section C. So if you turn in your work booklet to page 10, and we're revisiting the topic of major keys. Now this builds upon all the knowledge and information that was covered in ABRSM Theory Grade 1, and that's section L in the PDF sheets for the Grade 1 series. And so you need to make sure that you're comfortable and flexible with that information, and we're just going to build on top of that. So if we also turn to section C on the PDFs. So in grade 1 we covered the major scales of C major, G major, D major and F major. You still need to know those, they will still be included in this grade, and we now add these new keys, and so we're going up to 3 sharps or 3 flats in our key signature. So it looks like this is going to be a massive section that goes on for pages and pages. And it's a little bit disheartening if you feel overwhelmed by all of that work ahead. However, please do bear in mind that a major key can only ever be a major key. You've already covered that in grade 1, so there's not really any new material to learn. We're just now reapplying it to these new key signatures. And so actually this section is quite a breeze once you've covered grade 1L. And so if I just refresh your memory by saying that a major scale is made up of a mixture of tones and semitones, and the major scale is made up of the progression tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And so to make that progression occur, we need to add sharps and flats, and that's why we need to add the key signatures of up to 3 sharps and 3 flats now to make these scales fit into that major scale pattern. And so if you just have a peep on your information sheet, you can see that our new key signatures are B flat major, which has B flats and E flats, and E flat major, which has B flats, E flats and A flats. So your flat keys now have all B flats, and then we progress one beyond the key signature name. So B flat major's got B flats plus E flats. E flat major's got B flats and E flats plus A flats. We always just keep adding on. A major has got 3 sharps, so we're extending from D major, which has got F sharps and C sharps, to F sharp, C sharps and G sharps now. If you'll notice, they're written in a very particular way, and so you always need to position these sharps and flats exactly as it's shown here, and it always makes a sort of like a diagonal diamond pattern. And the reason we stick to placing the key signature in exactly the same position each time, as it makes it instantly recognisable. And so you don't need to always keep reading these sharps. If there's 3 sharps, it will always be F, C, G. And it's the top F sharp without using a ledger line, the top C sharp without using a ledger line, and then it's the top G sharp without using a ledger line. And so it makes this diamond shaped pattern. So just be careful to place all of your sharps and flats in exactly the correct position. So let's get cracking and apply this to exercise 1. It's using exactly the same information that we've covered in grade 1 so far. So it's asking us add accidentals to where they're needed to make these scales. That's part 1 of the question. Don't use a key signature, use accidentals. And then part 2 of the question, they're asking us to show us where the semitones occur. And so we know from our information sheet that A major has got F, C, G sharps. And so there's our F sharp, every good boy deserves football. Remember, we're in the treble clef at present. C sharp, F-A-C, space is spelled face. And then G sharp, there's our top F, so next door note is G. And you could just spend a considerable amount of time and work out which of these is semitones and which of these is tones. However, if you remember from your grade 1 theory, 3 to 4, 7 to 8 show us where the semitones are. 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8. 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8. If you want to just pop back to grade 1L to check that out, by all means do so. Remember, when you're reversing down the scale, it goes 8, 7, 6, 5 because we're now descending, aren't we? We're counting up or we're counting down to those steps of the scale. And so it's just applying the information on this sheet in the same way as before. We've just now got a few more keys to consider. So why don't you just have a little go at the rest of this page, complete exercise 1 by adding the accidentals, and then just sort of refresh your memory on all the keys that we've covered so far here. Look at the information sheet if you want to, but after that try and test yourself a little bit and name the keys. It's also asked us to write the tonic triad, and if you refer back to grade 1, and it's tonic triads is section O in that theory sheet that I've given you in the PDF. So if you want to refer back to that, remember they've said here the tonic triad is the keynote, that's another word for tonic, and then it's the 3rd and the 5th added above it. So we've done that before in grade 1, but now of course we've got new keys to apply it to. So have a little go at that, press pause, and then I'll go through that with you in a moment. So I'm hoping that you've had a little go at this on your own, and so using the sheet to help you, you can peep to find all of the new key signatures until you feel comfortable with it. B flat major has B flats and E flats. Now it begins and ends on B flat, that's our key note. So you feel like you've written 2 flats already, but that's only one. It begins and ends on that same one. There's your B flat, and then all counts it, there's your E flat. So it's misleading to begin with because it looks like you've written 3 flats there, but you haven't. You've only written 2. It's just the key note occurs twice. And then 8 to 7, 6, 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 to 3, 2, 1. There are your semitones. And so now we're in the treble clef. E flat major has got B flats, E flats, which will occur twice because that's our key note, and A flats, and then the semitones 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8. That's that done. Let's move on to exercise 2. And so we just first of all need to recognise which key we're in. We've got 2 flats, and those 2 flats will be B flats and E flats, which means we're in the key signature of B flat major. So our key note will be B flat, good boys, And then the tonic triad is the first, the B flat, the third, and the fifth. And if you remember, if we're on a line, it just goes line, line, line. If we're on a space, it's just space, space, space. You can position it at any point on the stave. It's just easier to write it low down, and then you haven't got to worry about ledger lines. So 3 flats gives us our new key signature of E flat major. We're in the treble clef. Our key note is E flat, and then the first, the third, and the fifth is E, G, B, E flat, G, B flat, because the key signature B flat, E flat, A flat takes care of all of those flats we need. 2 sharps, that takes us back to the key signature of D major, which we first encountered in grade 1, but we still need to remember that now. And then, so because we're in the key of D major, our key note is D, good boys deserve, we're in the bass clef, and then the first is the key note, third, and fifth, D, F sharp, A. Okay, here's our new key signature of 3 sharps, which is F, C, G sharp, which is the key signature of A major. And so our key note is A, or the tonic, means the same thing. So all Kazakh grass, there's our A, and then A, C, E. And the key signature takes care of the fact that that's a C sharp. 2 sharps, we're in the treble clef this time, but 2 sharps is always D major, F sharps and C sharps. And so D is our key note, first, third, fifth. There we go. 1 sharp, we first encountered this in grade 1, is F sharps, good boys deserve football, F sharps, which means we're in G major. So our key note is G, we're in the bass clef, G, B, D, 1, 3, 5, that's our tonic triad. A key signature of 1 flat. We first encountered this in grade 1. That tells us we're in F major. F major has B flats. So our key note is F, and then first, third, fifth, there's our tonic triad, nearly there. It's worth spending a little bit of time just to memorise these key signatures. There is a system of being able to work out these key signatures. If you want to look at the Circle of Fifths video that I've put for you, there's online tutorials showing you, demonstrating at the piano, how the major scale is constructed and how we progress through the key signatures. So by all means do look up the construction of the major scale and also the Circle of Fifths if you want to explore this topic further. So here we go, we've got B flats and E flats, which means we're in the key of B flat major. We're in the treble clef, so every good boy, B flat, D, F, 1, 3, 5. 1 flat is a B flat, and that means we're in F major. We're in the bass clef, so the F is 1 below that bottom line. G, F, and then first, third, fifth. 3 sharps, that's our new key signature of A major, F, C, G. So our key note or tonic is A, and then the tonic triad is built upon that A, first, third, fifth. And then finally we have our new key signature of 3 flats, B flats, E flats, A flats, which is the key of E flat major. And there's our key note or tonic, and then the tonic triad. And that's that. That's the first part of this section completed. Anything which will follow in the next couple of videos is entirely built out of all this information. There's no new information, it's just applied in different ways. I hope that's been helpful to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give me a like if that's the case. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll stay in touch with everything that's in the pipeline to come next. Thanks for watching. Please do access sharonbill.com to find all of that resource available to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. I'll see you next time. Bye.